we are launching something brand new. Like, so amazing, so incredible. Some of us have been testing some things out in the background for a little bit, but this is the official launch. So I am so excited. Um, if you don't know me, my name is Rachel Michelle. I was a nurse for 12 years. I grew up in Alaska. I decided one day that I wanted to get out and see more of the US, more of the world. So I quit my nursing job, walked away, started road schooling my kids, bought an RV, and traveled. Um, it's been an amazing life. But there had to be a vehicle that got me there. So it wasn't nursing. Nursing wasn't going to get me to travel. So that's what we're going to talk to you about today. And then I have two amazing women here with me today. First, Sabrina. Sabrina, if you can pop on and introduce yourself.
Hey guys, how is everybody? I hope you can hear me okay. I'm actually at a campsite. I don't know if you can see the beautiful trees in the background. Just to show you that this business can literally be done from anywhere. We just pulled in a few minutes ago. I popped on my phone and I'm here. I'm ready to get started. So I'm from Nevada. I'm retired law enforcement, real estate for 20 years. This business is now keeping me home with my grandchildren so I can help my daughter while she's working and be able to stay at home full time with my grandkids. I cannot say enough because I came from, corporate America where I was working 60 hours a week is probably half of what I was really working because even on vacation they would call me. But anyways, long story short, I am now able to do things like pick up and get in my RV and go camping if I want. If I want to do this business, I can, which today I was super excited about. And I can't say enough. It's amazing.
Awesome. Love that. And then my friend Kim. Kim, you want to introduce yourself?
Absolutely. Hello, I am Kimber and I live in Montana. I am a retired correctional sergeant out of the state of California. I did that for 24 years and I was military prior to that. Back in 2024, um, I'm not even sure how I fell into network marketing because I knew absolutely nothing about it. But I knew that I wanted to have extra money in my retirement to go and play. And so I entered the crazy world of network marketing and I found out that I absolutely love it. And it's something that I can do part time and bring in whatever amount of money I want or need that time to have. And what I actually really love about what I've fallen into here is that anybody knows Montana and probably Alaska too, the winters are long and they're cold. So you spend a lot of time inside, and this has allowed me to become a mentor and help others. And I absolutely love it. Hours and hours a day I spend with my team, just helping them and being there for them. And that's what makes me feel good because I feel like I worked in hell for 24 years so I can live in heaven. And I'm doing it.
Oh, I love that. Love that. So today we are going to show you something that we stumbled upon that helped us generate massive amounts of leads for our network marketing business. And so, you guys, this it's such an amazing strategy and not enough people are using it. And the ones that are kind of using it may not necessarily be seeing the full potential of it. So I'm really excited to share it with you guys. Let's go ahead and dive in. Kimber, you want to take this part?
Yes. Okay. So the majority of you here, you're here because you feel stuck in the cycle of posting, praying, and hoping that somebody comments on your post or is interested in what you have. Because down deep inside, we all know that we have amazing businesses, but you feel like no one sees the value that you have to offer. And it gets almost hurtful because you want to share it and you want to help people, but you're just not sure why it's not working. So you post on social media about your business and you get crickets. You post 5 times a day, crickets. Reels, crickets. Stories, crickets. But we're going to show you how to change all that. So what if there was a better way? Okay, so the biggest reason network marketers are stuck comes down to their audience. And I, for one, when I first started network marketing, was told I need 5,000 people. I need 5K. But what they failed to tell me is what kind of 5K people I needed. So I was out there just adding people, adding people, adding people. And now, with what I've learned, I get to add people that I see potential with, that I see need my help or can help me. So if you're trying to sell the same product to the same people over and over again, you aren't going to get far. And a good example of this is, I know we have men out there and we have women that are fishermen, and you have a pond in your backyard, and you go out and you fish every single day, and you've caught 7 of the 10 fish. Well, it's going to be awful hard to get that last 3. So you need to move to a different pond. Okay? So you need to learn how to get more eyes on what you have to offer by leveraging other people's audiences without paying a cent for ads. And that's what we're going to show you.
I'm so excited. This is like my favorite part.
Go for it.
So what we found, it's a strategy called instant response marketing. Okay, so let me first just kind of set the groundwork, set the foundation for you. There are 3.065 billion monthly active users on Facebook. 3.065 billion, okay? That is huge. Now, of that, 50% of those users are in at least 5 Facebook groups. I don't know about you, but I'm in like 200. If you guys want to pop in the chat, like how many groups do you think you're a part of? That would be interesting to see. But at least half of the users on Facebook, so at least 1.5 billion people on Facebook are in at least 5 different Facebook groups. So like, look at all these numbers. They're in hundreds and hundreds, okay? So what that means is, well, actually even before that, the top 10 Facebook groups, so the ones that have the biggest amount of people, they have 43 million members, and the engagement in that group is over 80%. So what do those numbers mean? It means there's 43 million people in these groups that are showing up, commenting, liking, sharing, posting, active in these groups. And when that engagement is active, guess what? That post goes out to your feed if you're in that group. Or if you just joined that group, it goes out to your feed. So imagine getting hundreds of eyes on your offer by leveraging other people's audiences, because there's ways that you can do this. Like, Facebook groups are such an untapped market. And I know some of you are probably like, oh yeah, my mentor told me to go into Facebook groups, but there are ways to do it where it is phenomenal, like mind-blowing. Okay, so we're going to dive into some of this today. Who's excited? Type a 1 in the chat.
Rachel, can you make Sabrina co-host, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
Let me do that real quick. All right, I see some people are super excited. I can find Sabrina real quick. There you are. Okay. All right, so step 1, what we're going to do is we've got to first optimize your Facebook profile. That's step 1. That doesn't really even have anything to do with groups, but it just shows that you're a real person, that you're showing up. Kimber, do you want to talk on this a little bit?
Yes. So optimizing your Facebook. So what I like to look at my feed is my storefront, which means that when I send a friend request or somebody sees a post of mine, they go and they check me out. So I want to make sure that when they come to my Facebook, I'm a human. I'm real. I look approachable. I look like somebody that they want to work with. Okay. So question, put a 1 in the comments. How many of you, when you get a friend request, 1, you go and check their profile. And if it looks like all business, you skip because you know you're going to be sold to.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay. Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. So you don't want that. Okay. It's super important. You don't want that. You want that. So, like, look at Rachel. She got this beautiful smile. She's a family girl. She was a nurse. She looks like somebody I could relate to. And then you go down to Leanne and look at her. I mean, she's just that joy in the world. And for mine, it shows that I'm a cowgirl and that I'm approachable and I want to help you. So it's super important that your cover page and your profile picture shows who you are and what you want to do to help that person.
I like to think of it is the what's in it for me. That's what your person, your prospect, or that prospective friend, whatever it is, that's what they're thinking. What's in it for me? Why would I want to be this friend to this person? So as they're looking at your profile, they see Kim. I help you build an online business with no products, just promote, earn, and learn the smart way. Oh, that's interesting. Maybe they have an online business that they want to grow. So if they see that Kim helps with that, they're like, okay, maybe I'll be your friend. Or, they identify with riding horses. They love that. And so they're like, oh, she's a horse girl. Okay, yeah, we'll be friends. Same with Leanne. Leanne's out in the wild, in the wilderness, right? And so, like, for me, that's my thing. So Leanne friend requests me. I look at it, helping healthcare women in wellness, and she's out in the woods. Yeah, that's my kind of person. So what's in it for me? Think of that when you're optimizing your Facebook profile. Give your friends, your future friends, what's in it for them? Why would they want to be your friend? The other thing that I didn't put on here is you can do a pinned post. I don't see this used as much. Some people do use it, but that pinned post can be about you and what it is you do and what your mission is. And that pinned post actually acts as an invisible funnel. So when people first click in, they're going to look at your cover photo, your profile picture, your bio, and then they're going to go down to your pinned post and then they're going to read. And that's going to be what decides whether they're going to accept that friend request or not.
And if I may butt in, the best pinned post that you can have is a video of you introducing yourself and talking about yourself and what you can do and how you can help them, because then you become real.
Yeah, that's such a good point. I love that. Love that. Okay, so that is step one. Now, once your profile looks like you're presentable, you're approachable, think of it like when you're going into Facebook groups, think of it like you're walking into a cocktail party. How would you want to show up at a cocktail party? That's how you should show up on Facebook. Okay. Let's go to the next step. So when you're in these groups, your profile picture is clear. It's visible. You look happy, approachable, right? You're going to show up in these groups. The first step is to train the algorithm in the groups. Okay. This is crazy. Now, a lot of people have heard, and I want to see in the comments a number 2. Put a 2 in the comments if you've been told to engage. How many of you have been told to engage? Yeah, I figured because I was told the same thing. Now, engagement is amazing. It is. But there's ways that you can do it where it totally blows up your posts. Okay. And this is not something that I realized until a couple months ago. And that's why I'm here sharing this with all of you guys, and Kim and Sabrina. Like, we're all here sharing this because it was powerful. So one of the best ways to show up in groups, first, you got to train the algorithm to call out your audience. So you engage. Who is it that you're trying to help? Call them out. So for example, here, single mama of 3 here. How many moms are in this group and what do you sell? So she wants to connect with other moms. Okay. So she's calling out moms. And this is such a simple way to call out moms. They're going to answer, they're going to post, and they're going to comment, right? Like, they're going to be like, me. I'm a mom. Here's what I sell. Okay. So Now she's got 122 comments from other moms that may be a good potential to add to her network. They may be a good person that she can collaborate with at some point. It may be a good person that she could even present an offer to at some point. You don't know, right? But this is such an amazing way to build that network. So now these 122 people she can add as friends, she can start a conversation with, she can get in there and learn about them, and then see if there's something that she can help them with. Okay. So the other thing too, when you're doing these types of engagement posts, it has to be a quick, easy to answer question. And when it's something quick and easy to answer, or something that's going to get people to comment, the more comments you get, the more it pushes it up in the algorithm. And then when you go to respond to those comments, that's going to push it up even more. And so now it's going to get in front of more and more people. And then as you're adding these people to your network, then later, let's say a week later, you decide to actually go in and promote your offer. These people are your new friends on Facebook, and Facebook saw that they commented on your post. And so Facebook's like, hey, they kind of like each other. I'm going to push this post out in front of that person. And so now they're seeing your post with your offer. And now they can see, oh, is it something that I want? Yes or no, right? And so then they opt in. And that's where the secret is. Like, that's the secret sauce. And I'm giving it all away. So post for engagement and connection building. That's what we're in here for. To train the algorithm, you post for that engagement, build that connection, value content, never post and ghost. So don't do this post where you get 122 comments or 223 comments or whatever and leave it. You got to show back up. You got to go back in there. You got to ask some questions. You got to respond to your people to nurture them. Okay, so that's step 2. So step 1, optimize. Step 2, let's train the algorithm. Once you've got the algorithm trained and you're optimized, let's talk about posting structure. So this is when you're actually going to go in and post your offer. So you need to know how to dial in your messaging to your market. So first step, this is super important. When you go into a Facebook group, read the room. So here's a great example. You're not going to just walk into a church one day and start singing and praising and whatever. You're not going to do that, because what if there's a funeral going on? They're going to be like, oh, this is bad. This doesn't look good. Okay. So we got to walk in and read the room. So go into the group, read the room, take a few minutes to scroll through the kind of content that's in there, and do this daily. If you're going to post in there daily, go in there daily. See what they're talking about. See what kind of posts are getting the engagement and the others that are not, and learn from that. That is going to be so powerful. Once you do that, everything will change. So take 5 minutes a day to scroll, get to know what it is that's working for engagement, and then model it. Some groups do really, really well with these kind of posts that I have here. These kind of posts where it's just text over a background. These, like, the algorithm loves them. Okay. So these, amazing. So scroll the room, see if this is the kind of post that works, and then model that. Other groups, you'll see a ton of long form content with a photo, but make sure the photo is clear. Make sure it's, something that is appealing. Okay. And not just something that you got from Google. Make sure it's a photo that you actually took, that's original content. And then this is a secret that I'm going to give away. Give immediate value. So this is one of the best methods to get the most eyes on what you have. You lead with something like networking. Like I said, with training the algorithm, lead with networking, lead with community, lead with a freebie. You can even, like, for example, this post here, I struggled. I tried everything. It didn't bring the income I needed, but then I found a way to generate so many leads and cash flow. My business exploded, and I'm sharing here. So in the comments of that post, talked about the strategy. So that was value shared. So once that value is shared, first I used this kind of post format to get the algorithm to go. And then I commented in the post with the value, and then everybody wanted it. I'm in. Let me know. Info, 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 right? So lead with something that gives your prospects immediate value. Because think the what's in it for me. Something that will give them an immediate result. And so then they're going to keep coming back and coming back and coming back. Okay. Step 4. So once you've made that post, now what? You got to take your people on a journey. So from the time they see your post, the client begins a journey with you. You can take that lead from cold to sold very quickly as long as you have the right messaging and the right posturing. So know this, you are the expert in what you have to offer. You have the gold, you have the diamond that they want, and they aren't going to get it unless you give it to them. But they need to follow your process to get there. So stick to your process, know your value and what you have to offer. The prospect journey has to make sense too. This is another key. It has to make sense. So from the freebie to the final product, it needs to be like stairs that are just steps up, right? You're not going to give them, for example, if you're in a travel business, you're not going to give them a freebie that is some healthy foods to eat, right? Like maybe it's quick, healthy foods to make on a trip, but that doesn't really make sense when your offer is actually travel. Like it doesn't really click because then that could be drawing in people that are in health and not just people that want to travel. So make it make sense. Give them a freebie that's going to make sense and really flow into the final offer. Okay, so let's talk about scaling because Facebook groups are amazing. You saw some of the posts, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of comments. That's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people that you can talk to in Facebook groups. Now, when you're looking at the offer that you have, it's important to know your numbers. It's important to know what the average closing ratio is and what your closing ratio is. So average cold closing, which is what you're going to get in these Facebook groups. Some of them are going to be a little bit warmer, but let's talk cold numbers. 1 to 2%. So that means 100 people have to get in front of your offer for you to get 1 closed, 1 to 2 closed. Okay. So let's say you know that and you know how much you want to make and you know what your offer is worth, the value, all of that. So you decide, okay, I need to talk to 1,000 people a month in order to make the income goals that I want. You realize that's 33 people a day that you're going to need to have conversations with. Now, some of you probably have time for 33 people a day. I personally do not. I have 2 kids that I'm homeschooling. I'm traveling. I'm running a business. I want freedom. I don't want to be talking to 33 people a day. I worked in the operating room because I don't like talking to people. So anyways, all that to say, like, that just sounds exhausting to me. So how, like, effective lead generation, leads are a big problem in network marketing, but then when you have so many leads that you're running out of time, like, then it's like a two-edged sword. So how do we do this? How do we run a business, but also have time to, have the freedom we want? Well, we need to have the right systems in place. So that's why we automate. So here's an example. We're going to go from a Facebook group post. And then our ideal client opts in. Info, I want to know more, right? Now we drop them into an automation flow. And then they get to see the information. They get to follow our steps. And then once they say, yes, I want this, that's when I come in and I get to have a conversation. So I'm not talking to 33 people a day. I'm talking to the people that most want what I have. Okay, you guys, if this is impactful for you, drop a 5 in the comments. Let me see how many people are having like mind blown moments. Yes. 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 I love this. I love this. Oh my gosh. I didn't realize how powerful it was until I started automating. And then I went, whoa, this is so cool. So cool. Okay. So,
hey, Rachel, can I just add to that really quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
So So guys, when this happens, and the average touch to one person is 5 to 8 touches, right? So that means 5 to 8 conversations back and forth. With this automation system, that's like 5 conversations you're not having. So it cuts it in less than half. And then the next thing you know, these people are ready to book a call. So you are going from zero paying attention to your phone, typing to these people, and all of a sudden they're like, yes, book a call. So when I say that it cuts it in half, it's probably even more than half. I just had to throw that in, Rachel, because I don't think if they haven't seen the automation, I don't think they understand the power behind it.
No, I'm glad that you threw that in because that's actually the perfect time that I was going to ask you and Kimber some questions about this because you guys have been testing out this system. And so tell us a little bit, Sabrina, since you were here, tell us a little bit about how your business changed when you started doing some of the strategies here.
Well, kind of like you said, you don't have time for, these conversations. And, I take care of my grandkids 3 days a week. So 3 days a week, I can't even touch my business because I've got a 2 year old. So there's like hours, unless he's down for a nap, that I don't get to people. And sometimes if you don't respond to somebody within, 5, 10, 15 minutes of them sending you a message, they just go and find something else. I don't know if anyone else has experienced that, but I find out that if I don't get the touch back pretty quickly, and then sometimes people are around the world, so it's the middle of the night. This is amazing because they're being answered all the way up to ready to book a call. So it's amazing. Yeah, I see that. Like we get scammers too. So this is another reason, like I said, it takes the heavy lifting off and makes it so that we can actually go and have our family life. And then, when I get a break, when my grandson's down for a nap, then I can sit down and see who wants to book a call. And it's literally cut it in half of me having to deal with my phone.
Yeah, that's so awesome. And Kimber, tell us a little bit about when you made one post, you decided to put this strategy to work. Tell us a little bit about what happened.
Okay, so the engagement post. Being a retired correctional officer, is like, I don't want to put just a nonsense question out there. But then I thought, okay, Rachel really pushed me. She goes, just do it, just do it, just do it. I said, okay. So I went ahead and I did it. And within an hour, I wrote to her and I said, oh my God, Rachel, I have 70 people. What do I do? And she goes, talk to them. I'm like, oh, that's easy. I can do that. And I think I had like 198 by the time the night was out. But anyway, um, that was awesome. I started getting friend requests and making conversations with people. But what happened was about 2 days later, I made a post about how I spent the weekend kayaking and that my business was running in the background by itself. And because I had all that engagement, my post went to the top and everybody got to see it. And then I was like, okay, now what do I do? I've got all these leads. So it was awesome. I mean, I can't say enough. I love it. I'm retired, people. I've worked all my life. There's those that need this for their life. This is their job. I need it for extra money. So it works perfect for me. And then for my team under me, it works perfect for them. So it's an amazing system.
Kim,
That's so
I want to elaborate a little bit about on that. Um, it allows us to actually give more to our team
Yes,
because our businesses are still running, and we can actually mentor and help our team get theirs up and running in the same fashion. Where if we were answering all these people, we wouldn't have time for our downline either.
exactly.
yes. Such a good point. All right. So where did we learn how to do all this? That's probably the next question. Like, how do you learn? I mean, how many of you want to know how you can learn how to do this? Let's see it in the chat. Drop a 2 in the chat if you're ready to learn. Okay, you ready? You ready for the big reveal? You're going to learn it all here in the digital downline system. This system is hands down like the best system I have ever seen. And I am saying that as somebody who spent thousands of dollars on mentorship and coaching and training programs. This took the cake. Okay. So the amazing thing about this system is there's different package levels depending on where you're at and what your goals are. So from Mentee all the way to Platinum, we got you covered. Just depends on what you're looking to do in your business. So different package levels means different price points. So from $100 all the way up to $29.97. I know some of you are across the globe, so this is in US dollars. So $100 all the way up to $29.97. And again, it's different levels dependent on what you're looking to do in your business. Where you need the growth the most, we can help you with that. So there's a couple ways that you can get started. You get started as either a student where you're just ready to level up and learn and explode your lead generation in your own business. Or there's also the opportunity to partner with us. So as an Inner Circle partner member, it's $3 a day for ongoing business mentorship support. Plus, you get to make 80% commissions. So let's say you are a big network marketer who has a huge downline and you've just struggled with duplicating because it's just so complicated and you just don't have time to pour into your team. Plug them into something like this. Let this do the work of the training and the education. And also you get paid. You get paid 80% commission off of that. So how many of you put in the chat if this sounds exciting to you? I want to see some emojis, some smiles, some, confetti and all of that in the chat. How many of you are excited? Because this is what did it for me. I was like, whoa, I can learn, but also then I can share it with somebody, the amazing value, and I can earn 80% commissions. I'm in. Okay. So that is what we have to offer. You're going to learn everything that I touched on and so much more here in this system. So, oh, and I didn't even say there's also, if you're like, oh my gosh, I don't even have that money, guess what? We have options where you can come in with a payment plan, leveraging things like Afterpay, ClearPay, Klarna, Affirm, and so many others. So many others. So you could get started today with zero out of your pocket. You can start learning, put the strategies to work immediately, generate some leads, and then pay yourself back. Okay? That's the power of this. It's so incredible. But wait. I want you guys to think about this. Saying yes to what can create your ideal lifestyle. If you can imagine having that ideal lifestyle, so you're not having to talk to those 33 people a day, or maybe it's 330 people a day. Like, I don't know what your numbers are. Saying yes to going on vacation, to going on those camping trips like Sabrina, or going out kayaking like Kimber. Saying yes to having an endless supply of leads for your business so that it can grow while you are pouring into your family and what's important to you. And you're not having to post a million times on social media. Like I don't really post about my business a whole lot on my page. Imagine a life where you're thriving and you're not just surviving. It's all possible here, and so are you. And what we're super excited to offer today, on top of what we've already talked about, is for everybody that is still here. First of all, we have a giveaway. Second, we're going to give you some freebies today. So you can start implementing some of these strategies immediately. So what I want you to do is reach out to the person who invited you here. Send them a message right now and say, I'm ready for my freebies. So we'll give you those freebies. What it is a list of 20 Facebook groups that you can promote in right now. We also have 10 steps to optimizing your Facebook profile. So That's going to be your freebie. You're going to get those. Message the person who invited you here to get those. But also, if you saw this and you're like, yeah, this was great, I needed this and I want to learn more, then let that person know that you're ready to book a call. And what you guys are going to do on the call is talk about your business and what your goals are and figure out what would be best for you right now.